I feel like it's hard to commit to something unless you have skin in the game.
You've got to develop the skill set. You got to learn how to cold call, how to do outbound, how to deal with rejection, so that by the time you get into the role, you have this whole foundation of scaffolding to help you do well in the role.
Show your boss that you're different and that you stand out and that you can do the job better than anyone else.
Cole was a bartender making $45K a year who wanted to get into tech sales and didn't know how. So he signed up to work with me, and in just 44 days, we landed him an 84K fully remote role. And the craziest part is that he only put out 10 applications. I think you guys are going to enjoy this one. Let's start from the beginning then. Before you came across Sword and even kind of knew who I was, what were you doing in life, and like why did you feel like that was not going to be the long-term game
When
plan
I
for you?
originally moved back up to Pennsylvania, it was more so in an effort to catch up because I had got myself into a lot of trouble financially. And while I was up here, I picked up odd jobs and I stuck with them enough
Mm,
to pay the bills and get through and pay off that debt. So I kind of came to a point here, like crossing into the new year, where I'm in a better position financially. My odd jobs has served their purpose, and I was kind of looking for the next step, a bigger leap. At the same time, I'm managing my relationship with my girlfriend, and I want to be closer to her. So that's where I started like questioning things, and I'm like, what could I be doing differently that could allow me to be down there with her? Because I don't want to beat a dead horse, so to speak, in these old
mm.
jobs that they're paying well, and I'm comfortable. I'm not unhappy with my jobs or where I'm at. I'm saving money, but it's not where I want to be. I feel like I'm not fulfilling my potential. So that's kind of what got me here.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah, I guess I don't want to get too much into reaching out from there, but
Yeah.
that's what kind of led me to
How
reach
did
out,
you
was realizing that I wanted more. I had always kind of flirted with the idea of being in tech sales, but it was always just like a distant, un unfeasible thing because I didn't know anything about it.
Yeah, just like alternate reality. Yeah, yeah, exactly. How did you even first
It was
discover tech
really
sales then?
just one of those things where you're just looking around and you were curious. It might have been LinkedIn, it might have been Instagram. I forget exactly, but uh, I remember in particular, I subscribed to Welcome to the Jungle, and I had always gotten the job alert emails, and I saw there was like a base
Yeah.
pay and like OTE, and I'm like, what is all this stuff? It's cool, but I'm not there yet. I don't know what this stuff is. I'm not even ready to take on a job like this
Yeah,
yet. Um, So I was always interested, but I always pushed it off to the back burner.
yeah.
And there'd be times where I'm checking my email and I see them pop up, and I'd click on the Welcome to the Jungle, and I'm like, oh, that sounds cool, but I don't know what that is. Like, what is SaaS? I don't know what that is.
Mhm,
Um,
mhm.
so eventually, yeah, that's when I was just through
Yeah,
LinkedIn. I
yeah,
was kind of
exactly.
pursuing different things. I was trying to reach out to alumni at school that I was in, some connections I have up here. I was trying to figure out what avenue I wanted to go down, and I happened to stumble upon your post, and I commented, and the rest is
Mm.
history. hmm Yeah, I commented on one of your
So it
posts.
was LinkedIn where
You
we
sent me
met
a
then?
DM, and then I signed up.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There we go, and then,
hmm
yeah, then we kinda shared our process, what we do here. Now that's a big step though, right? Because it's not only the financial investment, but it's a time investment too. And for you, like, what was it where you were like, "Okay, I think I'm finally ready to commit to something this drastic, to make this much life
I
change?"
feel like it's hard to commit to something unless you have skin in the game.
Mm,
So for me, especially when I talk with Joel, that's what we talked
mm,
about a lot because I was nervous to make the investment. It was more than half of what I had saved up. So it would have definitely put me in an uncomfortable situation, but he kind of explained to me how he made an investment like that, and he's living on his own, and he's not even 20, he can't even drink. So it's like I knew I needed to make the investment, and I just wanted to act on, kind of being curious about it. I'm like, what is this thing? I've known about it for years now. Like, why not? What do I have to lose at this point? Uh, so I decided to make the investment and learn about it,
mm,
and yeah,
mm.
it's kind
So I'm sure you were super nervous then, and you're like, "I hope this is all real," and "Holy crap, what did I just get myself into?" Did you share any of this with your girlfriend yet? Like, was she aligned, or were you just gonna get it
Yeah,
done
I made the
first and then
investment before I
catch her
told
up
her.
later?
Um, it was maybe like a week after, and I'm like,
Yeah,
hey, I'm doing this thing. Um, and I had always subconsciously promised to her like we're gonna be together eventually, like we're gonna have a life together. And, you know, subscribing to this and making the investment just more solidified that to where, I want to follow through on what I promised her. So, I told her after I made the investment, like a week when I decided to tell her, I'm
yeah.
like, hey, I did this thing. I spent a lot of money doing it, but it's gonna allow me to be close to you, and it's gonna help me, like it's gonna help us. And Mm.
Did she think you were
I'm very
crazy,
lucky in
or
that way
what
with
was
my
her
girlfriend
response?
because again, she started dating me when I was in a very rough spot. Financially, I didn't really have anywhere to stay. I had so
Yeah.
much debt. Um, and we started dating when I left. So it was like she's seen me go from that person with being in tons of debt and having no idea where my path is going, not going to school. I was kind of doing nothing with my life. And she watched me
Mm,
turn it around, pay off all the debt, um,
mm.
while maintaining that relationship. It was expensive, it was difficult, but she's seen the person who I've become, so she never doubted me, which was huge. Uh, it was very important to have someone like that
Mm.
in my corner. Um, so yeah, she
Yeah,
never doubted it. She
yeah.
she thought it was a big investment, but based on the track record, I'm like, I'm gonna say what I say I'm gonna do, and and it was just really refreshing to be able to tell her like, hey, I
Yeah,
got a job.
and here we are.
I did.
Yeah, dude. Because I did the math. From your first interview you had, it was 44 days later that you got your offer, which is that's quick,
Mm,
man. Like our program average is around, I think it's 36 days right now. So you're like right there on the average, and you had to deal with Christmas too,
yeah.
and that like plays into the average and the timelines, Christmas, New Year, all that. Um, but yeah, you went from
Yeah,
bartender
between
money,
all
which
things,
was like
because
what,
I
around
do landscaping work
45K,
in
I
the
think.
summer, bartending, so all in, I did some calculations. It's like 40, 45.
Okay, and then we got you to an
Yeah.
84K roll in just like a little over 44 days. Um, when you told your girlfriend, what
She
was
was
her
shocked.
reaction?
She was like, "Is that real?" I'm like, "Yeah." Um, yeah, she was just kind of like, "Okay." I wish I had more of a reaction, but yeah, she was happy. I mean, it's a big jump.
I think the reaction makes sense though, given the context of like she trusts you a lot, and so of course she's not. She's like, are you sure this is
For
real?
sure,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
It
real.
was just
Sweet. I knew you could do it.
I don't know how to describe it. Like following through on the promise. She knows we don't have to go through the things we go through to be in our relationship. So that was just like another catalyst to that.
Yeah.
It was nice.
That's her, but what about you, man? Like when that offer came in, did they I think they called you first and kind of gave you a verbal? Like what did that feel like
Initially,
on the
when I
phone?
applied, I heard the potential, and they said it was an hourly position, like get paid hourly, 27. So I'm like, okay, whatever. And he gave me the math right there. He's like, it's going to be about 58K a year, and even that, I'm like, damn, like that's pretty good. Um, but adding in the variable, that I mean,
Mhm.
going to 84K, I have never really made that aside from like 1 year in my business, but that was like total revenue. I didn't get to see all that. So just knowing there's the potential to make that um, was huge. I think the potential is more important than anything.
Yeah.
Now I know it won't be easy. Just getting the job is a hard part, but also maintaining the job is a hard part.
Mhm.
There's numbers to hit, but hearing 84 for the first time, I was like, damn. I'm like, that's a lot of money. So it was exciting. I'm nervous. I'm excited.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know in order to become the person that makes 84 grand, I have to change a little bit about me too, and that is uncomfortable, but that's where I'm gonna grow. So that's what got me excited. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And you've done, just to encourage you, man, you've done a lot of the hard work because you went through the program. Like,
Yeah.
because you had to do the job to get the job. You've cut your teeth a lot more than I think when you get into the role and you start doing the work, you're gonna be like, oh, I can do this. Like,
Mhm.
I've been doing this. This is how I got here. I can freaking do this. And I think that's a reality for, there's different ways to like get into tech. You can do like done for you, where recruiters will put you into interviews and you just go do your thing. There's do it yourself, but then there's done with you. And that's what we do. We do done with you. And I do that on purpose because I want to give you the skill set. It's the hardest route, right? Because done for you, man, they'll throw you in interviews. That's easy. Do it yourself. It's maybe that's the hardest route actually, because that sucks. Because you just don't land interviews. But done with you is like you've got to develop the skill set. You got to learn how to cold call, how to do outbound, how to deal with rejection, so that by the time you get into the role, you have this whole foundation of scaffolding to help you do well in the role. And so I'm just proud of you for kind of committing to that work, developing the skill set. And I think when you start here in a few weeks, you're going to be like, oh yeah, I can do this. You're muted, by the way. You're
Okay, there we
muted,
go.
by the way.
I don't know
Sorry.
how that happened. But yeah, like
There we
throughout
go.
the interview process for this one with Invoca, like during the peer interview, and especially I was talking to her after too, she's like, I asked her after I got hired, I'm like, is there anything I could do to kind of prepare for the job? Like, is there any case studies I could look into, or, what do you recommend? What helped you, or what do you wish you knew before you started? And she mentioned, being a part of that SDR coaching program, being a part of Sword, is gonna set you apart because there's a lot of learning curves getting in, especially with the software. But just going into it with some experience with Apollo, I think they use SalesLoft or Salesforce or something. But it's again like tomato tomato. So
Same thing. Yeah.
yeah, that's good. And there was positive
Same
feedback really
thing. Yeah.
throughout the whole process. Like investing in a program like that, it's just
Yeah.
I had to describe it the right way because sometimes they thought, well, what like
Yeah.
I think we talked about it before, but like, is it a boot camp or like what is it? I'm like, I had to explain that no, I'm like applying myself and reaching out to you guys like I'm doing the job, So
Yeah.
I just had to make that clear to them, and especially the
Yeah.
peer interviewers, they really like that, and the recruiter mentioned that too. He's like, I think you got a good head start with this program, so it's helped me stand out there, as well as following the interview checklist. Like I remember talking with the recruiter. He called me to set up my interviews with the peer interviewers and the leadership interview, and I kind of asked him for some feedback, and he said he's been hearing positive things from Mason, the hiring manager, about just the like following up, like just hey, thanks for the times today. This is what I really liked about our meeting. Looking forward to the next steps. Like that goes a long way. So
Mhm.
there's just little things in the program that just
Mhm.
oftentimes you would think would go unnoticed, but they carry you to
Yeah.
landing a job. That's what happened to me.
I was just doing another client
Yeah.
interview, and
I was
we
just
were
doing
talking
another
about how the bar
client
is so
interview,
low,
Yeah.
and
where candidates
we
come
were
in and
talking about
you
how
can
the
tell they
bar is
didn't
so
research the
low,
company and
where
they're not super
candidates come in
prepared.
and you can tell they didn't
So when you
research the
do any,
company and
you
they're not
stand
super
out. So if
prepared.
you're
Yeah.
sending like
So when you do
thoughtful
any,
thank you follow-ups,
you
like an
stand out.
SDR would
So if you're
after
sending like
connecting with a prospect,
thoughtful
that goes a
thank you
long way
follow-ups,
because
like
they're
an
like,
SDR would after
this guy
connecting with a
knows
prospect,
what he's getting in.
that goes a
He's
long
doing
way because they're
nothing.
like,
So yeah, it
this guy knows what he's
doesn't
getting
take too
into.
much
He's doing the
to
job. So
No,
yeah, it
no, just even off
doesn't
the
take too
intro
much.
videos, I was getting a lot of success with that. Like I had someone even yesterday. It took a few days for them to respond to me, but they're like, "Hey, like, are you located here?" Like they were interested. Like, and it was after I'm like, "Sorry, man, I accepted a position." He's like, "All right, let's
too
keep in touch."
late. Catch me if you can.
Yeah, but
Too
Uh,
late.
that was good. I mean, that the intro
Catch me if you
videos were
can.
huge. That helped me a lot. Sending connections, and then of course calling. I mean, it was like bread and butter. It's great.
Yeah.
If you give me super rough, high-level numbers, how many apps do you think
If
you put
you give
out
me super
in
rough, high
total?
level numbers, how many apps do you think you
You
put
might be
out
surprised by this,
in
but
total?
it wasn't much. Like 10.
Yeah.
That was
And
it.
how many interviews did you?
Mm,
Yeah. And how many interviews did you?
4 or 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we just did each of the math in another one of these. 20 total
Yeah.
of an interview.
Yeah, we just did each of the math and
And so
Yeah,
these
that's
20
that's a
total
high
of
conversion
an
compared to
interview.
sending hundreds. Not getting
And
anything.
so,
and that's most people's experience. It's like, oh, tech sales
and
job
that's
6 months.
most people's
I put
experience.
600
Like,
I've landed 2 interviews.
tech sales job.
Can you shed some light?
600.
Like the people that
2
into this that
interviews.
want to get into tech,
Can
right?
you
So
shed some light? And
a lot of them are
like the
probably
people
in
listening
that.
to this, that
What would you tell them to do?
right? So
get out of that.
a lot of them are probably in that. What would you tell
You
them
know,
to
I was
do to
actually
get out of that?
in my previous interview with the leadership, and you know, I was kind of asking him, I forget exactly what the question was, but he touched on the point, like he was giving me feedback, and he's like, "Be different." And you know, I think when you're sending out applications, again, you're just like a piece of paper on a pile, and they're just gonna shuffle through the pile. They don't know you, they don't know your face, they don't know how you speak. You know, what's your experience really going to speak? Someone might be, you know, they went to Harvard, but they can't speak to anyone, you know, or they might not have college, but they're like a silver-tongued devil. Like I think making the connection, going out there, letting them see your face, and kind of showing that you're a little ballsy, like you have the courage to send them a message or call them, like, again, I don't know what the statistics are, but nobody does that, and I think that's why the conversion is so high. I mean, again, most of my connects were through like just sending the LinkedIn intro, and they would respond just based off that. So again, the bar is low, so it doesn't take much to stand out. But what really helped me with this program is, again, like having a cookie cutter, A plus B equals C. Like, do these things, you're gonna land an interview. Like, you just got to do them. And sometimes it's hard to believe that till you do it, and that's what it takes. So to kind of answer your question, be different, reach out to these people, because that's what you're going to be doing in the job anyways, and kind of, again, show your boss that you're different and that you stand out and that you can do the job better than anyone else.
Yeah. Yeah, I think at minimum what you're displaying is like A for effort.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
at minimum what you're displaying is like
super qualified,
A for
have all
effort.
the sales experience, or
Where
whatever, but
you might
if
not
you're gonna
be super
put
qualified
your-
or have all the sales
put your
experience or
balls to
whatever,
the
but if you're gonna
put some effort in,
like,
try
put
to be
your
different.
put your
Maybe at
balls
the
to
risk
the
of looking silly,
put
or
some effort in,
looking
try to be
extra.
different.
I don't care.
Maybe
'cause
at the
no one
risk
else
of
will do it.
looking silly
Yeah.
or
I can
looking
train it.
extra. I don't care because no one else
So
will do it.
I think that's a really good.
I can train
piece of
it.
advice to give.
So I
Yeah,
think
absolutely.
it's a really good
When it
piece of
comes
advice.
to the emotions,
When
because
it
job searches are emotional.
when it comes
Did
to
you hit any
the
roadblocks?
emotion,
Did you feel any
because
kind
job
of
searches are emotional.
dissonance
Did
between
you hit any roadblocks?
if you were going to get
Feel
there or
any
not,
kind of
or for you
dissonance
was
between if you were going to
I
get
won't
there
lie
or
when I
not,
say it happened
or
quick.
for you
I wasn't expecting to get a job offer that quick, so that was refreshing. Definitely, I mean, there's just times where you do everything and you just don't get a response. Like, there was this one company who was really cool, and I reached out to 3 SDRs. They all got back to me. They gave me tips. They're like, "You're doing the right thing. You're being proactive." And I did all the steps in the interview checklist, and I just didn't get in touch with the guy, and I was kind of bummed. And I called him like a couple days later. He didn't answer, and I'm like, ah. But I think it's important just to use numbers as a multiplier. You know, it's just like sales. It's a numbers game, and you gotta put in more numbers to get more numbers, and that's what helped me. Just making more effort, more attempts, until eventually something sticks, and it stuck for me. But yeah.
Yeah, ultimately that is the key to sales, is being detached.
Yeah, ultimately that
Detached
is
from the
the
outcome.
key to
The
sales
only thing you
is
can control
being detached.
are the
Detached from the
quantity of your
outcome.
input
The only
and
thing
the
you can
quality
control
of your inputs.
are the
Whatever
quantity
comes
of your
out
input
on the other
and
side
the
of this like
quality of your
input
inputs.
output machine
Whatever comes
doesn't
out on
matter.
the other
Just
side of
keep
this
putting
like
the right
input
input
output
and
machine
the right thing's gonna
doesn't
happen.
matter.
Now,
Just keep putting the
in
right
your case, I mean,
input in, and that
job
the right
apps.
thing's gonna
So
happen.
I think a lot of people listening are going to be a
In
little
your case, I
salty
mean,
about that.
job
But
apps. So I think a
you
lot of
also
people
interviewed
listening are
really
going to be a
well.
little salty about
I saw the
that.
video. I saw the interview prep.
You also interviewed really well.
You're a dog,
Like,
man.
I saw the
You're
video.
gonna crush
I
Thank you,
saw the
man.
interview prep.
Yeah, it was
You're a
there's another
dog,
thing
man.
too, like in the
You're gonna
leadership
crush this.
interview. He caught me off guard because when we went right into the interview, he turned off the recording and he's like, I don't like interviews. And I'm like, okay. He's like, I think they're boring and people ask unoriginal questions. So I'm gonna ask you questions that you couldn't have prepared for. And I'm like, oh man.
Gosh.
And he was really cool though. Like he was just an open-minded person, and we just talked. He was like, how would you teach someone this, that, and the third? And the way, I know this is going off track a little bit, but I think what helped me stand out in the leadership interview was just kind of subtle, like very subtly, if that's a word, for lack of a better word, like throwing in points where I did my research. Like in the beginning, I saw on his recommendations people wrote. Some people call them Jim, some people call them James. So the first thing I asked him, like, hey, should I call you James or Jim? And then he cracked the joke that my mom is English and she would kill you if you called me Jim. But I'm like, okay, that's funny. And then he was talking about how Winston Churchill was a bad leader, and I'm like, don't let your mom hear you say that because she's English. What else? He graduated from Michigan, so I said I'm a Penn State fan. I hope it doesn't count against me. What else? When I was asking him where he wanted to take the company, like this year, like where do you see the company going? Because you have more of like a bird's eye view on it. His background was outer space. It was just like in a spaceship, and I'm like, do you want to take it to outer space like your background, or like just little subtle things in there to be like silly, but like to kind of be different, to where it's not like just cookie cutter, straight line, boring. There were points throughout the interview where I kind of spiced it up and might have been a little bold.
Yeah.
And the last thing I'll leave you with was, I thought this was funny, and I'm kind of proud of myself looking back. One of the questions he asked was, tell me the most recent thing you learned. Like, could be anything, personally, professionally. And he said that trips up a lot of people. Now, I would have blanked if I didn't look at his LinkedIn page before the interview. I saw he was on a podcast, and he said, like, progress starts the first step out of your comfort zone. So I told him, I'm like, you know what? It's actually something you said. And he's like, what? And I'm like, yeah, I told him that. He corrected me about it, and he gave me like a backstory on how he got it. So I think just little things like that.
Massive, dude. Massive.
Just do your research, and even if you mess up a little bit, just be human, be personable, and again, like take interest in them. I think that's another thing that probably is scarce in the interview with all these interviewers are going through. Like, they just kind of care about the money, the job, and I think it's refreshing just to get to know a little bit about the interviewer.
I was cracking up the whole time. Just because the leadership round.
I was cracking up the whole time. Just
for you,
just because the leadership round.
It's the last
for a few reasons.
So,
one, for you, the candidate. Makes you mad. It's the last.
Right. You're like, I gotta get this.
Makes you mad.
What if I don't get it?
Right. You're like,
their title.
I gotta get this.
Like, what if I don't get it?
VP.
Their title.
Yeah, like,
what would he had a crazy track record. He was like the number one SDR in the world in 2009, and I'm like,
yeah, there you go, right. You're going in there like,
I'm a noob, bro.
Yeah, there you go, right, sure. You're going in there.
They know.
So
internally, is to try to.
But then they know their role
and see like
is to try to
because what happens
gut punch
and see like
because what happens.
Yeah, you belong.
Well, the reason there's
hiring managers.
Like,
hiring manager.
Yeah, you belong.
We get rosy goggles. When we find a good candidate,
hiring manager.
We get
rosy goggles,
and
when we find a good
like yellow.
We
like, we want them on our team.
And we
the leader, the leadership round, their whole job.
The leadership round. Their whole job.
Who are you?
Go in there.
Yeah. Why do you want to be here?
Cut the
and they want very. They want
who are you?
And so I think a lot.
And they want very
footage in that.
And so I think a lot
of leader like
people
because they're like, oh no, this isn't following the
in that interview
that I prepared for.
Because they're like,
but man, what's your
this isn't following the process that I prepared for.
Just being you.
But man, what's your
what they want?
Pretty good insight.
What they're vetting for.
Just being
you. Can you get?
Because what they want.
A VP.
What they're vetting for.
And just talk.
Can you get?
Do you have that level
of VP of?
Or do I have to?
And just talk.
You every.
Do you have that level of?
And
or do I have to read you every
the dude
meter along
times? And he's like,
dude,
you're nuts. What's wrong
the dude times? And
yeah, it was funny. Like, I think an important thing throughout this process too is kind of detach from embarrassment.
Yeah,
it's something I learned early on, like when I was knocking doors. You know, you get yelled at on so many people's doorsteps, and neighbors are looking at you. Dogs are barking when you come out. Like, they're every situation, like you're embarrassed. So I know that's different, but if you haven't done anything like this, or you're looking to get into it, just like you might be embarrassed at first, but like these people, if they don't accept you, they're just like they're gonna forget you. You know what I mean? They're gonna forget you anyway. So just like be yourself. Who cares?
Yeah, totally agree. Well, man, I'm so proud of you. Way to do it.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
You crushed
totally
it.
agree.
You're not gonna
Well,
be a
man, I'm so
stranger because
proud
you've
of
been in the
you.
sword
Way to do
community
it.
for
You crushed
forever.
it.
Yeah.
So
You're
any
not gonna be a
kind of job
stranger
support
because
you
you've been
need,
in the sword
you're gonna
community
be
for
here. You'll always
forever.
have
So any
one-on-one
kind of
contact
job
with
support
me.
you need,
And
you're
then
gonna be
there's a
here.
whole
You'll always
SDR
have
training course. Did you see
one-on-one
that
contact
come
with
through
me.
yet?
And then
Was
there's a
that like
whole
the
SDR
fourth
training
bullet
course.
point?
Did you see that
Okay.
come through yet?
Yeah, I saw it in the program. That's like the last thing I
Yep.
didn't click.
Yeah, you can tap into it as you start getting closer to your start date.
Yeah, you can tap
But yeah,
into
man,
it as you
you're gonna
start
crush it.
getting closer to
I'm so
your start
excited with
date.
you 2 years
But
from
yeah,
now.
man,
Like you're
you're
gonna
gonna crush
grow a
it.
lot
I'm
in the
so
next year,
excited with
but
you
2 years from
years
now,
from
you're gonna
now.
be
Like you're gonna
an
grow a
AE
lot in the
making
next year,
200
but
hit
2 years
points,
from now, you're gonna be
crushing it. You're
an
gonna be like,
AE
huh,
making 200 hit
I didn't think
points,
I'd be here, but here we are.
crushing it. You're gonna be like,
Literally, it's
huh,
just started with
I didn't think I'd be
investing in
here, but here
yourself,
we
right?
are.
That's what they say, and it's a scary decision, but sometimes you just gotta do it.
Proud of you, bro. You're gonna
Thank you,
crush it.
man. Thank you.
Proud
Cool,
of you,
man.
bro.
I'll cut it
Really
there.
crush it.
Thanks for doing this for me.
Cool, man. I'll cut it there. Thanks for doing this for me, man.